Hi everyone, welcome to Learning by Doing with Praveen Kandan. This is Praveen. In this Java object-oriented programming playlist, we will learn OOPS concept from the scratch. This is Java OOPS programming session number 21. Why constructor is needed. We'll discuss with the real-time problem. If you are confident about learning, then like the video, subscribe the channel for more updates. Please click the bell icon and select all notification options. Don't choose personalized option. You may miss some session updates. Let's get started. So I am not explaining what is my constructor first itself. As a beginner, I'm thinking because so far we have learned what is my class, object, and then types of variables, access modifiers. Next, I'm going with the real-time example. Okay. So first we'll go with the wrong method. Afterwards, I'll show you. Due to this purpose only, constructor is required. From beginner side, I'm starting. Okay. So what's the reference object reference variable name? Redmi. Okay. So initially what you'll do, separately will initialize the data. Am I right? Initially what you'll do, separately initialize the data members. So setting the data, how to initialize the data members, Redmi dot processor equal to Snapdragon, Redmi dot camera quality equal to 16 megapixel, price 30,000, Redmi dot display mobile specification. We will use like this. Am I right? Then what's the problem with this? We already discussed this thing in our object session itself. If you're giving like this, what is the problem? We'll discuss it one by one. So first problem, object is created empty at this point. While you're creating the object, at that time, the instance variables are initialized like this. Even though if you are initialized like this, it won't get memory. What will happen means initially it will set the default values at the time of object creation, okay, equal to new mobile phone. At that time, instance variables, that is data members, are initialized by default. Example, these fields are present in the class area and data member. So while you're creating the object by the help of new keyword, new mobile phone, it'll get the memory. Okay, it'll get the memory. So what will happen means initially the processor is a string type, so the default values will be assigned. So camera is null, camera quality is also null because I already provided the string value. Mobile price is integer, so I'm giving default values here. These values only assigned. So at the time of object creation, only these things will happen. So object exists means okay, but no valid state. Even though object is present, even though object is it means present, object reference variable referring this object data members, it referring default values. So not a proper one. Okay, invalid state, no valid state. This is the problem we are facing. Object is created empty. Next, multiple data members. Assume that here we are having only three data members. Now just let us assume you may have five data members or 10 members like this. Here, member, brand, model, processor, camera, storage, price. Even if I'm getting 100 fields, you'll initialize the data members like this object reference variable dot company, Redmi dot. I can give that a discount. So I can give this. So automatically code size will be increased. Am I right? Code becomes lengthier. Code becomes lengthy. Next, easy to forget a field. Am I right? If I'm having 100 fields, so we are all humans. While typing, we may miss one or two fields. So that is also a problem. Poor readability. If you're looking like this 100 fields vertically, it will go like this. Whether it is readable, line by line, you will see. So poor readability. This is also a issue. Third one, objects can be misused. Objects can be misused. Example, I'm getting the Eclipse now. I'm not using any this constructor and all. Okay. So blank field as usual. Okay. So what I'm doing means I'm not initializing like this. Usually we'll follow the procedure. Okay. So we'll initialize generally if you are using phone one dot Redmi or what is it brand here? Okay, so brand. What fields they are using? You'll use the same thing. Is Redmi they are using? Okay, I'll use the Redmi itself. So Redmi, Vivo. So Redmi dot brand. Okay. So what's I'll show the first problem what we faced. If I'm not initializing this, okay. If I'm not initializing this, I'll change the data. Object reference table name, Redmi, Vivo, Redmi, again Vivo. I'll show the first problem what we faced. So initially while using like this, if you forget to initialize it, so object creation is empty now. If I'm exiting this, look at this output screen. You'll get the default values null 0. Brand is string data type, so 0. Battery is so that is what string default value null is assigned. Battery default value is 0 integer. Next, I'm going with the third method. Objects can be misused. See, yeah. So I'm not going to initialize the data members like this. Redmi dot. If I'm using automatically, the code size will be increased. I told you know. So if I'm using like this, automatically the code size will be increased. Redmi dot brand equal to ABC. Redmi dot battery equal to 50. I'm using. So if I'm using more fields means automatically code size will increase. Instead of that, I'm going to use it in a method. Okay, I'm going to use the method like a void display details or void display simply. So I'm initializing the values like this. Here instance variable, so directly class level you can access it and then initializing like this. If I'm not initializing, what will happen? That is the issue, am I right? So first, without initialization itself, I'll tell you. So this is next thing I'm printing. So battery brand is calling this function now. So I'm commenting this. That won't work. So what I'm calling means a Redmi dot display, then Oppo dot sorry, Vivo dot display. So I'm calling this. So at the time of object creation, okay, the these data members will get default values. It allocate the memory for this at the time of object creation. Instance variables get memory and assign default values. If I forget to initialize these values, I'm calling through this method redmi.display, view.display. Look at this output screen. We'll get the empty fields. Null 0, null 0. Reason is I'm not initialized. That is what they're telling. Object can be misused. I'm creating the object, but values are not initialized. Okay, this invalid object usage. So why constructor is needed? Okay, so to resolve these issues only, we need a mechanism to ensure that every object is initialized properly at the time of creation itself. So while I'm creating the object itself, while I'm creating the object time itself, right, data members should be initialized. Okay, my data members should be initialized at the time of object creation. For this purpose only, we need a constructor. Okay, for this purpose only, we need a constructor. This is what exactly a constructor do. Okay. Again, important thing I'm telling, at the time of object creation, my data member should be initialized. This is what the objective behind this. Okay, this is what the requirement. Every object is initialized properly at the time of creation itself. Next session we'll discuss what is by constructor. If you found the session useful, then like the video, subscribe the channel for more updates, and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.